Okay, I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Commissioner Lopez, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Blancas, can I have roll call, please?
Okay. Chair Sherrick,
Present.
Vice Chair Quill,
Present.
Commissioner Daly,
Here.
Commissioner Lopez, Commissioner Ivan Garcia,
Present.
Commissioner Flores,
Here.
Commissioner Armstead is absent.
She's absent today.
Yeah. Commissioner Carruscos is also absent. Commissioner Orlando Garcia.
Here.
Thank you. A 3-minute limitation shall apply to each member of the public who wishes to address the Planning Commission on any item on the agenda, excluding public hearings. There is not a limit to the number of items that can be, that may be discussed within the 3-minute time limit. Ms. Blancas, can you administer the oath of office for our public speakers? Thank you.
Okay, for those who will be taking the oath, please stand and raise your right hand.
I think we have one speaker.
Yes. You can stand and raise your right.
Can you please stand?
Do you solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this body will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, please say I do. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on a matter not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll go ahead to our consent calendar. Does staff have any updates to our consent calendar?
None, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on our consent calendar? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Chair Sherrick,
Yes.
Vice Chair Quill,
Yes.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez, Commissioner Ivan Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Flores,
Yes.
Commissioner Orlando Garcia.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and move into our public hearing items.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
before you move on to the public hearing item, I would like to introduce you to a new addition to our staff.
Thank you.
Ms. Deborah Martinez just started working for us as an associate planner yesterday. So she's, Deborah?
Thank you. Welcome, Ms. Martinez. Thank you.
You'll be seeing more of her as time goes on.
Ooh, very good. Thank you. Moving to public hearing. Moving to our public hearings. The applicant will have an opportunity to speak, and then members of the public will be allowed to speak. Anyone in the audience wishing to speak must be sworn in and fill out a request to speak form. The forms are located on the table near the door. When your name is called, come forward and speak your name into the microphone. Say and spell your name for the taped record. After all have spoken, the applicant will be allowed to respond. The public hearing will then be closed, and Planning Commission will begin deliberating on a decision. All decisions except general plan amendments and municipal code amendments are final actions unless an appeal is filed. All fees paid within 15 days to the Community Development and Housing Department. If you challenge the resulting action of the Planning Commission in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised at the public hearing, described in the agenda or in written correspondence delivered to the Community Development and Housing Department, or before the public hearing item. Item number 2.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners, and members of the public. My name is Angeline Mendoza, and I will be presenting item 2, Conditional Use Permit 2309 and Public Convenience or Necessity 2304. Conditional Use Permit 2309 and Public Convenience or Necessity 2304 is a request to allow for an upgrade from the site's existing alcoholic beverage control type 20 license for off-site sales for beer and wine to an alcoholic beverage control type 21 off-sale general license for an existing gas station and convenience store. The existing shell contains approximately 2,072 square feet on a parcel containing approximately 0.52 acres in the CG1 Commercial General Zone. The project site is located along the southwest corner of West Mill Street and South I Street. The existing gas station and convenience store has been operating with a Type 20 beer and wine license from the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control. Next slide. The site is zoned Commercial General CG1 and is surrounded primarily by industrial uses. Existing site conditions for the existing convenience store and gas station were confirmed by a site visit earlier this month. The project is located in Census Tract 0124.00, which has an allowance of 2 off-sale licenses and currently has 13 active off-sale licenses. The granting of this request for a Type 21 off-sale general license would not increase the number of active off-sale licenses in the subject census tract. The license upgrade to a Type 21 would replace the site's existing Type 20 beer and wine license. The police department has reviewed the scope of work, the average crime rate of the subject location's reporting district, the 15 calls for service to the site within the reporting period, none of which were alcohol-related, and recommends neither approval nor denial as standard practice. Next slide. Census Tract 0124.00 encapsulates approximately 2,173.3 acres and includes the Hospitality Lane corridor to the south. The closest license to the project within the subject census tract is 2,435 linear feet away. The closest license to the project in a neighboring census tract is 2,909.37 linear feet away. Next slide. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt resolution number 2024-048, finding that the project is subject to a categorical exemption pursuant to section 15301 under CEQA, and approving conditional use permit 2309 and public convenience or necessity 2304 based on the findings of fact and subject to the recommended conditions of approval. The project was properly noticed in preparation of the hearing tonight, and staff has not received any public comment up to this point. Myself, staff, the applicant, and their representative are here for any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now go ahead and open the public hearing, and I have one speaker slip from Ralph Saltzman.
Good evening. My name is Ralph Saltzman. I'm an attorney, and I represent the applicant in this matter. We have reviewed the staff report and firstly wish to express our appreciation for a thorough and comprehensive report. I understand staff has recommended approval of the resolution, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Before I get there, I just want to let you know who our applicant is. Mr. Singh has been in business at this location for over 30 years with a beer and wine license. This is to upgrade to a Type 21 off-sale distilled spirits license. He has operated this business problem-free. The police department has reviewed this location, the statistics, and have come to a position of non-approval and no objection as well, which is pretty much what I would hope for in the police department in their review. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the commission has.
Do we have any questions by the commission? Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. How you doing, sir? Now, this facility it had a Type 20 for the last 30 years, or do we know?
Correct. It's been in business for about 30 years, and I think if they've had the beer and wine license for that long? Yes. For the entire 30-plus years, they've had a beer and wine license.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and take it back to the commission for discussion or a motion. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion. I would make a motion that the Planning Commission adopt staff recommendation.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Call.
Chair Sherrick?
Yes.
Vice Chair Quill?
Yes.
Commissioner Daly?
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez?
No.
Commissioner Ivan Garcia?
Yes.
Commissioner Flores?
Yes.
Commissioner Orlando Garcia?
Yes.
Vote passes 5-1.
Thank you. Go ahead and move to item number.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Correction. Vote passes 6-1.
Did you say 2-1?
5.
5. Oh, 5. Okay. Item number 3, Development Code Amendment 24-06.
Yes, good evening, Commissioners. So we brought this development code amendment to you the last meeting. There seemed to be a little confusion, and we did have some concerns. We did want to clear up a couple of things and bring it back to you so it's a little bit more clear for the record. So tonight, item number 3 is Development Code Amendment 24-06. It's a city-initiated amendment to section 19.0250 for basic provisions and definitions of the City of San Bernardino Development Code and Title 19 for our municipal code. It's to update the definitions of the neighborhood grocery stores, supermarkets to align with industry standards. Next slide, please. The City of San Bernardino Development Code defines a neighborhood grocery store as a full-service grocery store ranging in sizes from 5,001 to 15,000 square feet in gross floor area. And this incorporates that they sell fruit, vegetables, meat, and fish, and has food prepared on site, which may or may not sell alcohol. A supermarket or full-service grocery store is defined as a full-service, self-service retail store larger than 15,000 square feet in gross floor area, which sells food and household supplies. Both of these definitions do not align with the industry standard definition, nor the state's definition for the size of a neighborhood grocery store or supermarket. Next slide. So in the recent past, the average size of a grocery store has decreased over the years from approximately 40,000 square feet to about 12 to 20,000 square feet. This is reflected in some popular outlets like Trader Joe's and Aldi. According to the Health and Safety Code, section 113948E and 3, a grocery store is defined as a store primarily engaged in the retail sale of sundry items, including an area within the store that is not a separate business within the store where food is prepared and served, such as a bakery, deli, meat, seafood counter. Per Senate Bill 1383, a grocery store is defined as a food service distributor that is at least 10,000 square feet. These operators are subject to a robust food recovery program and mandated to send the maximum amount of edible food they would otherwise dispose of to food recovery organizations or face fines and penalties. If the state recognizes anything over 10,000 square feet as a full-service grocery store subject to penalties and fines, then the City of San Bernardino Development Code should align with these standards as well. The City of San Bernardino Development Code classifies neighborhood grocery stores as those between 5,001 and 15,000 square feet, and anything over 15,000 square feet as a full-service supermarket grocery store. However, the industry standard for a grocery store supermarket is typically 10,000 square feet and above. This discrepancy means that operators of stores between 10 and 15,000 square feet in the City of San Bernardino are disadvantaged compared to competitors in other jurisdictions that follow these industry standards due to the outdated land use definitions that we have. So approving Development Code Amendment 24-06 would align the city's regulations with industry standards, allowing these operators to compete at an equal footing and help retain viable businesses within our city. Next slide. So here we have a table to help understand what's going on. So we have the neighborhood grocery store. In a City of San Bernardino definition, it's 5,001 to 15,000 square feet, whereas this industry standard is under 10,000 square feet for a neighborhood grocery store or convenience store. This would still allow us to regulate any of those sizes, C-stores, gas stations, anything to that accord, so we would still have a footing on that. For a supermarket grocery store, the city of San Bernardino defines it as anything over 15,000 square feet, whereas the industry standard defines anything over 10,000 square feet as a supermarket or grocery store full service. The discrepancy impact is that for the city of San Bernardino's definition, operators of stores between 10 and 15,000 square feet are at a disadvantage, and they may go to other cities. They might want to set up shop somewhere else. The industry standard, there's no discrepancy impact. It would align. So for the proposed development code amendment, it would align with industry standards per our code and align with industry standards per the industry and state standards. So the expected benefit from changing the definition would, for the City of San Bernardino code, allows operators to compete on equal footing, helps retain viable businesses within San Bernardino. And then for the industry standard, by adopting it, it attracts more viable businesses. Next slide. So our recommendation tonight is that the Planning Commission adopt resolution number 2024-049 of the Planning Commission of the City of San Bernardino, California, recommending approval of Development Code Amendment 24-06 to the Mayor and City Council to update the definitions for neighborhood grocery stores, supermarkets to align with state and industry standards. Thank you. I can answer any questions if you have them.
Thank you. I don't see any speaker slips. Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to speak on this item? Okay, I'll go ahead and, do I need to open and then close I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Seeing no speakers, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Is there any discussion by the commission?
Yes, through the chair. I have a question. Has any report ever been done to evaluate the financial impact on the store or the business?
So just via the operators that are actually in the position, they're saying that they're not making as much as they could be, but yet they're still having to abide by industry standards for that size of a grocery store. So that would be including the robust food program and any other penalties or fines that they're needing to meet. So as
there
far
is
as
an impact on.
yes, there is an impact. Yeah,
Okay.
on our operators that are not within that square footage. Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If there's no further discussion, do I have a motion from the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve staff recommendation.
Is there a second?
Second.
For the roll call.
Chair Sherrick,
Yes.
Vice Chair Quill,
Yes.
Commissioner Daly,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez, Commissioner Ivan Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Flores,
Yes.
Commissioner Orlando Garcia.
Yes.
Vote passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Item number 3. 4. Item number 4.
All right. Yes, item number 4, or sorry, yeah, there you go.
It's been a long day.
We'll go with the final item.
Our last item.
Yes, our last item this evening. This item is for General Plan Amendment 2301, Specific Plan Amendment 2301, and Subdivisions 2305, 06, and 07. This is for the University Hills Specific Plan Amendment Project. This item is actually being requested to be continued for the evening. I think we're maybe a little familiar with the project. This is the specific plan behind Cal State's property. It's an existing plan. The developer is proposing to revise the plan to allow for new development product. After noticing for this hearing, we were informed by the applicant that there's some additional items that that came up to them that they do need to address before we bring the item forward for your consideration. So they did request to continue it. This evening, we're simply looking to move it to the January meeting. I believe that would be January 8th. 7th. I'm sorry. Am I mixing? 14th. Sorry. It was a day. One of those. January 14th. Would be requesting to continue it to that meeting, just to allow the applicant that time to make their final revisions.
Point of clarification, I open up the public hearing and then we get a motion to continue it?
You can entertain, Chair, you can entertain a motion to continue it now. I would recommend that you open the public hearing just in case someone did show up to speak on this item. However, anyone that does speak should be advised that they will only get to speak once, which would be this time. They will not be able to speak again when the public hearing is continued at the January 14th meeting.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. I don't have any speaker cards for this item, but if there's anyone in the audience who wishes to speak? Seeing no one, do I have a motion to continue the item to,
Chair, you
No,
will want to close the public
don't we want to continue, shouldn't we continue it though? We close it and then continue?
You close the public hearing and then you continue that. Continue that.
Okay,
item.
I'll
You
go
can
ahead.
reopen the public hearing once the item comes back.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and entertain a motion to continue it.
Through the chair, I'll make a motion to continue this item to our next scheduled planning commission for January 2025.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Madam Chair, if I may just interject, it is very important that we continue this to a date-specific planning commission meeting so that we don't have to do another notice. So we need to get the date. Alisa, are you confident about the 14th?
It is the January 14th date.
January
yes.
14th. So if you want to put that in your motion, Commissioner Garcia, please.
Sorry,
Yes, sir,
thank
I'll
you.
make a
That's an
motion to
excellent point.
continue this item to our January 14th, 2025 meeting.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Chair Sherrick,
Yes.
Vice Chair Quill,
Yes.
Commissioner Daly, Commissioner Lopez, Commissioner Ivan Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Flores,
Yes.
Commissioner Orlando Garcia.
Yes.
Vote passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any commissioner announcements? Do we have a director's report?
Madam Chair, members of the Planning Commission, this is our last meeting for 2024. And as we approach the holidays, I want to wish each and every one of you happy holidays, depending on what you celebrate.
Yes.
This is a great time for everybody. And for those planning commissioners who may not be returning because of the change in the City Council, we are currently working on getting some proclamation letters and certificates made so that at a time and place when everybody's gathered, or maybe you have to invite them back or something for that, we will want to do that as well. I just want to say thank you so much. It's been a pleasure working with you this year, and I hope that this continues, next year, and that we keep you busy.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your staff as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then with that, I'll go ahead and adjourn.